Hi everyone. Welcome to the 5th and what I hope will be the coldest ever episode of Truth in Tech. I think it's about 6 degrees with wind chill here in New York and like 3 in Boston right now. Yep. So luckily we're not shooting this outside, but still not pleasant. But we have some fun non-weather related stories for the week. Elise, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, we'll start with the Boston story. Okay. Let's see, there's a TED talk on this about the layout of IKEA stores is set up in a way to make you buy more stuff. Mm-hmm. So basically, it's called the Gruen effect, and the layout of the store is set up in a way that it like disorients you when you first walk in, so that you forget what you came in for, and then you end up going through browsing. And so how this relates to Boston is the Gruen effect was named for Gruen, and he was an architect, or he designed like shopping malls and that sort of thing. And so he actually designed or architected a luxury housing development in Boston way back when that used to be a West End neighborhood.
Yeah, it's the one like by what's it called? Charles MGH stop, right?
Yeah, I think so. Charles River Park.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize that neighborhood used to be like really rough.
Yeah.
Certainly not now, but.
Mm-mm. So we have Gruen to thank for all of our impulse shopping.
Yes. If you see things piled up, that apparently like piling them up makes them look cheaper because there's abundance of them. And also the other thing is like the disorientating layout, like Elise said, like there you can't go straight through an IKEA store. You have to like go through 20 rooms to check out, except for, as Elise found out, you can go through the back instead and buy what you want.
Yeah, that's what the person who wrote the article said.
That's what I will do for sure if I have to go back there. Let's see.
So how's New York?
In New York, our news is sort of an update to the broken windows theory. New York Police Department is starting testing a new device that scans for concealed weapons from a distance. Basically, it reads, I think I'm pronouncing this right, terahertz, which is the natural energy that people and inanimate objects emit. And basically, if you're carrying a weapon, it'll block that energy, and the scanner can pick that up. So police can, and it can like, it's small enough to fit in like a police car. You can put it on a street corner that's already had violence. So you can, prevent crimes from happening.
Yeah, along those same security lines, I was reading that TSA was getting rid of the body scanners. So they ended their contract with Rapiscan, I think you pronounce it, and which is the company that makes the software that shows you the very, pretty much nude pictures when you go through security. But I just read another article recently that they were considering turning to using big data to profile people, so basically based off of your history, they will use some kind of algorithm. They haven't really said what factors are going to go into the algorithm that they can use to assess if you're safe to fly.
Yeah, I think that's I feel like they have to say what those factors are if they're going to do something like that. Otherwise, it could you could accuse them of profiling or yeah, like just like sort of taking people that look like they might be suspect for some reason or another. Let's see. So, have you checked out the new Twitter video sharing app?
I have not.
I have seen some of the ones that people posted. It's called Vine, and basically it just lets you shoot a like 6-second maximum video and post it or embed it on Twitter, just like you can already do with photos. And the videos loop infinitely, so you can easily make GIFs, which I know you love, Elise.
I do enjoy them.
Yeah, they just go over and over and over again.
They help express emotion, that you're feeling.
Yeah, I know. You're good at finding them. But what it kind of raises is like some interesting copyright questions because, so like right now, you're allowed, like if you posted a photo that you took to Twitter, I'd be allowed to retweet it, but I would not be allowed to, within Twitter's terms of services, to like share it on my blog or publish it as my own or any of that. But with the new basically as Twitter adds more media to their platform, it's getting easier and easier to share it elsewhere because there's no like attributes that prevent you from doing it unless like the author finds out. And the new embedding thing like will grab copyrighted photos from like let's say Flickr, and like so if you're tweeting a link to a Flickr photo, it'll show up in your tweet stream not copyrighted, and then someone else can retweet it and someone can like grab that picture and like it can keep going. So it's and according to Twitter, like you're kind of allowed to do that. You're allowed to like embed whatever you want and retweet whatever you want, even if you weren't really allowed to tweet it in the first place. So it's becoming sort of a vague and potentially like lawsuit heavy area. That this photographer just won a lawsuit against the AP, who took photos he published on Twitter and published it in their story. Yeah, so anyways, it should be, hopefully they'll have something more fine-grained in terms of service and copyrights coming out soon. But right now it's pretty vague.
Yeah, I know I'm still hazy on some of the details.
Yeah, I so rarely tweet links to photos or like tweet photos that I haven't even really thought about it before until I realized like how easy it is to retweet things that people have. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah. Let's see what else. Speaking of apps, you have another app story, I think, although it's only effective in Europe right now.
Oh yes, Spotify has partnered with Orange. Which I think
it's like
Orange
a telecom company in Europe, I believe.
Yeah, so they offer unlimited calls, unlimited text, and substantial surf bundles for people under 27.
So not for people over 27.
Yeah, so if you're over 27, you're out of luck.
That's really funny.
Unfortunately, yeah. Strange. I'm not sure the reasoning behind exactly 27. And,
yeah, I don't know. There's probably some reason that Europeans know, but we wouldn't know.
Maybe, yeah. But so basically it means unlimited mobile music streaming through Spotify for free.
That's cool.
And
do they have to get the Spotify Premium to do the unlimited mobile streaming? Oh, no, it says for free, so I guess not.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
That's one of the benefits of them partnering together.
So what does Spotify get out of it? Just more users?
I guess so. Orange had partnered with one of Spotify's competitors, I think.
Oh.
Before this. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool. Well, I know, like, I always try to cache all my playlists or sync all my playlists back to my phone so that it's not using up data when I'm listening. But I guess if you have Orange, you want to see that.
Yeah.
unless you're over 27. By the way, did you see that Microsoft the new Microsoft Internet Explorer video?
No.
It's like it's targeted at kids of the 90s, and it has like references to Pogs and like.
I love Pogs.
Okay, you would like this video. I don't know why I remember some people in my class having Pogs, but I don't remember them being particularly a big thing. But maybe it was like
amazing. Yeah, you like dropped it. I love games though, so I was a big fan. My sister and I would play. It was like a little coin, and you would drop it on these cardboard coins and try to flip them over.
Oh.
And the more you flipped over,
I remember like kids had cool looking Pogs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had all kinds, and so you'd spread them on the floor, and then you had your metal one, and you'd hit them to try and flip them over.
Okay, well,
flip the most over one.
Well, you would probably like this video. Basically, it's like kids of the 90s, like us, you've grown up, or like you, we've grown up, like Internet Explorer 10. So it's all these like 90s things, and like Lisa Sharp folders, and those like Yamaguchi or whatever they were, those little pets that were electronic. Remember those? They were like those little plastic things.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name, but yeah.
Yamaguchi.
It wasn't a terrible video. But yeah, moving on to actual stories. Well, another Microsoft story actually. They are, as you probably heard, in talks to buy Dell for $20 billion or more.
I did see that.
Yeah, and basically
to
like
go private or to take
yeah, and I think that they would just like they'd acquire the company, but Dell would keep like Dell's brand and Dell's name and everything. But I guess like Dell's been, because you know how Microsoft's been sort of horning in on a lot of the hardware companies with like their release of the Surface and a bunch of different phones. But Dell's been one of their supporters and like is really big on Windows 8. So there's like it's sort of a good benefit to both companies because Microsoft has cash, but they want more Windows 8 users. And kind of interestingly, the same private equity firm that negotiated talks between Microsoft and Skype, and Microsoft bots end up buying Skype, is also handling the Microsoft Dell negotiations. Called Silver Lake, I think. Yeah, and I also read that the guy from the Dude You're Getting a Dell commercials thinks that instead of getting Microsoft to help them out, Dell should just hire him to do more commercials. He got fired like in 2008, I think, he got caught buying pot in the Lower East Side wearing a kilt. So and since then he's been having some hard times. But, he's like, Dell, just hire me and everyone will buy more Dells and you'll be fine.
We'll get a lot of press.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Story.
Yeah. Let me see. What else do we have?
For developers, China was blocking, or their firewalls were blocking GitHub.
Yeah, that's so funny. Why are they doing that?
Well, GitHub is a site developers use to collaborate on projects and share code and everything along those lines. And I didn't see a reasoning behind it. I don't know. China's been notorious for blocking certain content.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if like Chinese developers were sharing things that on GitHub that potentially the government would have issues with, because everything's open, or not everything. We have some private repositories, but I guess if they had public ones that the government wasn't happy with, maybe that would be why. That's interesting, though. Is it still blocked?
Oh, good question. I didn't check today. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, my last story is about this you know how, like, when you autocomplete, like, when you search for things in Google, like, the autocomplete can be kind of funny sometimes. Like, it'll suggest sort of, like, insulting things or just, like, bizarre things, and you're like, who searches for this? Well, apparently there's, like, been a history of people, like, suing Google over their names being attached to, like, libelous or unflattering autocomplete suggestions. And the most recent one is this, I know, this most recent one is this Australian plastic surgeon who the most popular suggestion to come up after his name is bankrupt. And he says it's been affecting his business because people think, like, he has a unprofitable plastic surgery practice.
That makes sense.
Yes. He actually was bankrupt for a time, but it was because his private aviation group went under, not because of his surgery practice. So he says that Google needs to pay him $75,000, which isn't that much for Google, or anything really for Google. But yeah, there have been a lot of people in the past who've sued Google over autocomplete problems. So I thought that was kind of funny because, like, Google they don't have, like, people. I mean, they have people testing these things, but, like, it is the algorithm that comes up with, like, I mean, it's like the bankrupt came up because people searched for this guy's name and bankrupt before. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was
that's rising to the top of the search.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of all I have. I don't have an app of the week this week. Do you?
I don't have an app of the week, but something that caught my attention is a website or a new ad campaign that Coke is doing for Super Bowl. So I don't know. Have you seen it? Their website that they set up for it.
Yeah.
So it's it's like based off of gamification because that's a very popular thing coming out.
Yeah.
It is like gamifying all these brands, and so they're doing away with the polar bear commercials this time around.
Oh, I like the polar bear.
I know. I do too, and I like how they made it interactive last year, where they had the two polar bears like specific to the two teams that were playing. So this time they took it a step further, and they are making it socially involved, so you can use like Twitter and like Facebook and Instagram and stuff to be a part of this competition. So there's 3 groups, like the Cowboys, Showgirls, and shoot, I forgot the name of it. It is Band of Misfits, and they have like videos set up on their website, and you can basically like sabotage the one group from reaching the Coke, because there's this like Coke bottle in the desert, and so these 3 different groups are trying to get to the Coke bottle, and so you can vote for who you want to win the race by like putting out certain hashtags and that sort of thing. But their website has a bunch of videos and things where you can like click and vote.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's innovative.
Right.
Yeah. Who are you voting for? Rooting for in the Super Bowl?
I'm a fan of for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I might be going with the 49ers just because they're a Cali team.
I don't really think I have a hat in this game, but I will watch the commercials.
Yeah. I know, I was trying to pull it up. I don't remember the name of the site.
That's okay. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's all we have for this week. But we will see you all next week when hopefully it'll be a little warmer. Until then, bye, guys.